Good Monday morning to you all. Hopefully you guys are doing great. We got a lot of big, important stories breaking. This is an important one today. Welcome to this Watchmen update. We got Brazil feeling threatened by the U.S. military buildup off the Venezuelan coast and is saying that they are going to have a conversation with President Trump about that. Airlines are canceling their flights one after the next to Venezuela for the foreseeable future after U.S. military threats. And the peace deal for Eastern Europe has been confirmed. We got Israel now on the verge of exploding back into war. And we got an update on the abducted Nigerian Christian students and more drones over Europe, as well as President Trump facing more blowback from going after the congressmen trying to stir up insurrection. That and a whole bunch of reports coming from you guys. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates. If you have something to share, make sure you use the word update somewhere in your comment. That does get it to the right place. We do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people with retirement accounts. So if you have an IRA, a 401k, or other retirement account that you want to talk about, you might be able to move that over into gold, silver, or platinum. That is physical metals with your serial numbers on them. They'll hold them until you take the distribution of them, but then when you take distribution, you just get your metals. You don't get the promise of metals. You don't get a dollar value. You just get your metals. So if you want to find out more about how that works, there'll be a link at the end of the video. All right, Brazil is, quote, very concerned about the U.S. military buildup near Venezuela, fearing a conflict. Well, I think a lot of us are. President Lula said, adding that he intended to speak with U.S. counterpart President Trump about that. China, on the other hand, saying something a little more inflammatory, saying that they will continue supporting Venezuela to, quote, safeguard its sovereignty and security. Now, of course, China is looking to safeguard its security by invading Taiwan, at the same time that Venezuela is trying to remain independent from the United States' action against it. The United States issued the NOTAM over Venezuela for military operations. Well, 6 airlines have permanently suspended, or at least indefinitely suspended, flights after the warning. Spain's Iberia, Portugal's TAP, Chile's LATAM, Colombia's Aviaca, Brazil's GOL, and Trinidad and Tobago's Caribbean have suspended their flights to the country. This is a big deal. Venezuela is starting to become isolated from the world. Next step is if they have their internet cut, which I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen in the near future. All right, the leaked peace plan that we've been discussing for the last several days for Eastern Europe and Bear Country has now been confirmed to be genuine and was indeed produced by the Trump administration. So it's not like a Bear Country working paper that is being circulated, as some have alleged, but indeed it was produced by the Trump administration. We're getting this confirmation out of the Secretary of State's office, Marco Rubio's office, and this is coming from the highest levels that it is indeed a legitimate and serious peace plan. Eastern Europe is considering it, doesn't like a lot of the conditions to it. There seems to be fairly decent noises coming out of Bear Country right now about it, but not anything concrete just yet. Israel's prime minister has ordered the strike that happened on Hezbollah's chief of staff. Benjamin Netanyahu gave the orders for the strike in Beirut on Sunday, which targeted the militant group Hezbollah's chief of staff. So going for the top, that does seem to be violating its ceasefire agreement signed a year ago to end the hostilities in Lebanon. And this may blow up into a full-blown war with Hezbollah. Meanwhile, on the other side of the country, Hamas in Gaza, in the Gaza Strip, is threatening to collapse the U.S.-backed ceasefire there after a series of Israeli airstrikes. The United States is not the only one blowing stuff up. Can you believe that? Anyway, Israel has been launching a number of airstrikes in the past week. However, Israel, on the other side, is saying on Sunday that it is the Hamas terrorists who have repeatedly violated the truce by attacking Israeli soldiers. So that's starting to spiral over there, both in Gaza as well as in Lebanon to the north. 50 school children of the it was 253 school children that were abducted from the Catholic school remaining, and 12 teachers still being held. 50 were able to escape in Nigeria. So 303 down now to 253 students and 12 teachers still being held. This is from a Catholic church, Catholic school in north central Nigeria. Major issue there. Very glad and very relieved for those 50, but still 253 remain being held and under threat of harm. I mean, this is what this is about. The Muslim group in Nigeria want control, and they want the Christians gone. I mean, that is just the heart of genocide right there, that they want to get rid of these opposition, and they want to take over the land and all the businesses and all the homes and everything. All right, air traffic has been suspended in Netherlands at an airport after another set of drone sightings. This is at Eindhoven Airport, major airport there, impacting both civilian and military operations. That's a big one there, and they've just been seeing drone sightings after others. President Trump has urged jail time for Democrats over their military message, basically saying that the military needs to actively be considering whether or not their orders coming from the president are illegal or not. And while some people would say, well, yeah, that's technically true, the problem is that it's not the military's job to even make that decision, right? The courts are supposed to do that. Only when it's evident, clearly evident, that there's an illegal order are they supposed to consider refusing. And they're supposed to default to doing what they're told. And because of that, President Trump labeling these Democratic lawmakers as traitors, but some pushing back and saying he went too far in what he said. Rand Paul, Republican, or is he an independent? I don't even know. Has openly criticized, saying this: calling your opponents traitors and then specifically saying it warrants the death penalty if they're treasonous is reckless, inappropriate, irresponsible, and there are a number of other ways to describe it, but it's not helping the country. So some folks saying he went too far in what he said, but a lot of people saying what they said was clearly out of bounds and not really supposed to be what they're saying. Anyway, Jeff says, I noticed today at Walmart in La Cruces, New Mexico, that the rice section was very slim and strange. My part Japanese wife has a very specific brand of rice she buys, and it is no longer available at Walmart, and it's always been there, and the brands I saw I've never seen before, and this section was still very limited. Rachel says, I was told at Wawa that the ordering systems at the food counter were down all day. Should be fixed supposedly in the wee hours of the night. Guess we'll see tomorrow how that crash turns out. This is Virginia. So we're having systems at Wawa's going down. That's like a convenience store for those of you who don't know. Paula says, I was at Walmart yesterday here in Newton, Iowa. They did not have very much regular milk, lots of empty spaces. I think you were talking about milk somewhere else, but the issues here too. Claudia says, so irritating. I'm in Costco, Vallejo, California. It feels like everybody around me is speaking Spanish or Hindi or some other language. Give us our country back. and quite frankly, California is going that direction. If you expect English to be spoken in California, it's changing for sure. Soon all the people that will be left in California will be the people from other places and the people there for the free handouts. Who wants to pay for all the free handouts? Nobody. Who wants the free handouts? Well, it seems like most people. Hatchet Jack says, test your food preps. For the past few years, I've been stocking up on rice, mostly from Dollar General. I tried cooking some yesterday. No matter how long I boiled it, it remained hard as a rock. I could not make it edible, both white and brown rice. I have 50 pounds of it. Well, those are some good steps in the right direction of getting prepared food-wise. But yeah, you need to know how to cook your food, right? Rice, it does take a little bit extra than what people seem to think about it. But I'm assuming that Hatchet Jack knows how to make rice, and so something seems to be wrong with his rice. And rice and beans take an awful long time, and in addition to that, you kind of got to know what you're doing with it, and sometimes it's just off. We've been hearing a lot of rumors about plastic rice out there. I don't know if I've seen full evidence of that, but certainly having a bunch of people saying things that have me concerned about those things. Anyway, Bella says, I went to North Dakota Mills company website, and what I found was, and this is concerning the lady that bakes at home and is trying to use Sam's Club flour and has been using it for years, but then being forced to order direct from the website and pay all the shipping, which is making that kind of an unsustainable thing because they want non-brominated and unbleached flour, amongst other things. So this person is just kind of doing the math on this. If this woman ordered 125 pounds of flour, it would cost $62.50 for the flour and $55 to ship it to this person in Kentucky who's looking at it. I figured out if she was buying 125-pound bags of flour from Sam's Club, the same flour would cost $12.50 directly from the company. But with all that shipping, it just adds up massively per pound. She could order 125 pounds delivered right to her door for about $125 or an extra 44 cents per pound, which is basically over just about doubling the price of the flour. This person also does throw out a helpful hint here. The other option would be order from King Arthur flour, which we can buy at Sam's Club unbleached for 10 pounds for $8.98, which is awesome flour and what they've used to make bread there. So there are some other options, but yeah, it just gets more expensive. And when you're trying to get the good stuff, when your stores stop carrying it, it makes it a lot harder. Kenneth says the mice and rodents can and will chew through plastic if they think there's something in there. And that's why you got to get rid of the scent, right? Two solutions are to put mint oil around the totes or something like strips of mint scented soap like Irish Spring. That's what Irish Spring gets its wonderful smell from. Rodents hate the smell and should run the other way. Also, glue traps work really well. So if you're trying to deal with your mice problem out there or protect your food from them, that's a great way to go. Bonnie says, for all the people shopping in Michael's stores, that's a craft store, I was a victim of higher prices at the register for a product that had a lower shelf price. I had to argue with the manager to get the listed price. This is Southeast Pennsylvania. Yeah, prices on the shelf and prices at the counter are not always the same, and more and more that is becoming a discrepancy. TLM Truthless says, here in Santan Valley, Arizona, parvo is infecting dogs. So if you have a dog, make sure you're aware of this. My 1-year-old dog became infected 10 days ago, and I'm not sure how. We only walk the path around the neighborhood. I took him to the vet because he stopped eating and was vomiting water. Cost $1,900. They wanted to keep him overnight for $3,400, but I took him home and nursed him myself for the next week. The vet said she is seeing more parvo even on vaccinated dogs. Is this being sprayed on us? How are they even getting it? It's horrible, and my heart goes out to any pets who get this infection. Luckily, I had multiple pet antibiotics, Zofran for nausea, Imodium probiotics, and electrolytes and honey. I had to give him a bolus of IV fluids under his skin a few times, but he survived. Please prep for your animals too. So yeah, what might you need to treat your pets for common ailments in your area? That is something to be thinking about too. Farm by Gardens says, I highly recommend every family find 3 or 4 vegan or vegetarian recipes you all enjoy. As meat gets more expensive, people are struggling more and more. It's best to find cheap meals you can feed your family of 4 for under $10 a dinner. Some examples of these means are lentil chili, rice and beans, fried rice, Greek quinoa, I can't pronounce that, sorry, quinoa salad, Korean bibimbap, I'm not familiar with that, black bean tacos, lasagna soup, tomato bisque, and grilled cheese. There are so many cheap but delicious meals you can make for $10 or under for 4 or 5 people. Get ready now and test your recipes while there is time. And bonus points if you can use some of your long-term storage food and rotate that at the same time. Rice is great to have you with your meals. Rice and beans can really add quite a bit. Karen says, leftover Thanksgiving turkey can be put in a food processor and mixed up with taco seasoning and frozen for Taco Tuesday. Turkey soup or chili, and add some beans. Some great options there too. Make sure you guys are prepping and testing the food that you're prepping with. All right, friends, thanks so much for joining with us. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold, there's a link right there on the screen. Check that out. Or if you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right over here. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.